Well, we're joined now by Dr. Hussein Allawi, who is an advisor for the Prime Minister of Iraq. He joins us now from Baghdad. Dr. Allawi, thank you very much indeed for joining us once again here on Arabiya English. I'd like to start by asking you about that big news that's been announced in the last day or so, the announcement that Khamenei's son has succeeded his father as Iran's supreme leader. Now, given that Iraq has a population of Shia people, around 60% of the Iraqi population is Shia, I just wondered what the reaction has been in Iraq to this news.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to participate in this program and talking about the Iraqi situation. The Iraqi situation now, it is status quo, but suffering from the war. Directly the first cycle on the war influence on the Iraqi situation. But also we are suffering from the war reflect on the security internal to more than anything. But second, to suffering from the air attack on the BMF unit separated in Anbar and Nainawa and Diyala and Helle or Babel province. But the Prime Minister, Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, to follow up with the commander in Iraqi security forces, and in addition to work with the foreign affairs ministry about the solution for the war with the all countries in the Gulf and the Arab region. In addition to work with now with the international community about Security Council or the General Assembly, maybe to hold a session about the war, maybe to more discussion about the ceasefire, because the ceasefire is very important now in MENA region, because all countries in the Arab region, it is influence on the war. Also, we need to ceasefire for the war. In addition, Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, as Prime Minister, issue many orders to seize and to prevent the escalating in Iraq. Also, we need to continue the stability, to work with the KRG government about this matter, to work with the Iraqi security forces, and to work with all of them for the cabinet to continue the state.
Okay, I mean, a lot has been happening in Iraq in the last few days. I mean, the US embassy in Baghdad was targeted on Saturday. There have been attacks at Baghdad International Airport. You've mentioned the Kurdish region also being targeted. What has been the scale of attacks on Iraqi soil? Has it taken the Prime Minister by surprise?
Yeah, this matter, it is very sensitive, but it is the first time, after 3 years, to attack the US embassy, but the Iraqi security forces already after to order from the Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani to classify this attack as terrorist action. And in addition, now an inspector, the Iraqi security forces, who's the people and the group and the armed factions to attack. Now we are protect all them, the embassies and the delegate diplomatic building in any area in Iraq, protected from the Iraqi security forces, and the stability reback the zone nearly in the US embassy and any embassy in Baghdad or Erbil or any place, the consular in Basra and maybe in Nainawa. In addition, I think the Prime Minister to focus on this matter and to protect, because this is the commitment from the Iraqi state about to protect all the diplomatic building in the Iraq. Also, we are focused on this matter and to continue to to protect this area, because this area it is sensitive under the war, but the Iraqi government it is successful to seize this attack and to control and to inspector who's the source for the attack.
Right, that's what I was going to ask you next, because Prime Minister Mohammed Shia Sudani has ordered the Iraqi security forces to track down the people responsible for launching the attack on the embassy. I mean, who might they be? Who are these groups?
Now, to Iraqi security forces to try really to protect the homeland security and to serve and focus on the stability, and to work together with all members in the Iraqi cabinet about to continue the stability and protect the political commitment for the Iraqi state. The first to protect the building diplomatic in the Iraq, and to serve and to introduce anything if you serve or if you requirement from the Iraqi government. In addition, I think to now when you look at the Baghdad, it is a stability, it is be safe, but to suffering the influence for the war, maybe to in the airspace in the airspace to look at the aircraft announcers because the war between the United States and Israel against Iran. In addition, I think to try to protect and to prevent the Iraqi state about this attack, because it is very huge, the missile and the aircraft and the drones system. Also, it is matter not easy, but the Iraqi government to try to protect the Iraqi state about the war.
Okay, I mean, it does look like there's an effort to drag Iraq into this war in neighboring Iran. How does the government of Iraq stop that from happening?
The Iraqi government to work together with all states about to a new initiative in the diplomatic about to ceasefire, to continue the relationship with Iran, with the United States, about we need to solution for the war. We need to end the war. In addition, to work with Iran and United States and the Arab region and the Arab Gulf countries about to more dialogue between them about a new initiative, maybe to ceasefire, but based on the now the Russia to take this route in the Security Council. Iraq encourage in this route, but based on the political will for the stakeholder for the war, especially the United States and the Iran. In addition, we hope to reback the two states for the dialogue route to more than the route, because it is very important for the security region and the international security.
I mean, Iraq is in a difficult situation. I mean, just looking at a map, you can see that Iraq borders Iran, Iraq borders Syria. It's in a very strategic and very much talked about part of the world. And you're being torn in two directions by the United States on one side, Iran on the other side. But when you look at, for example, a country like Syria that has decided to go down the US route and turn its back on Iran, and it looks like things are going to improve considerably, why would Iraq be even tempted to go down the Iran route, where we've seen the Iranian economy on the brink of collapse and all of its proxy groups in this region reduced to a much weakened sort of version of their former selves? Why would Iraq want to maintain these strong ties with Iran?
Yeah, the Iraqi state put it before 3 years. The strategy, the Iraqi first. The Iraqi first, it is very important to explain the emotion and thinking for the Iraqi people about the put it strategy, the foreign policy for the Iraqi state. For also, we are to work with all countries, neighborhood, in international community, to work together about peace. The peace, it is a difficult route in the MENA region, because the Iraqi try the 40 years to suffering from the war. But also, we are stay to continue to the relationship with all countries, and to put it the priority, the Iraqi first, and after that to continue to focus about the aims between them, bilateral. Now the relationship with the Syria, with the Iran, with the Turkey, with the Saudi Arabia, with the Jordan, with the Kuwait, it is good. But now, after all that, to result the stability. But after the stability, now the war, it is not easy to Iraqi face about to balancing between the war and the peace. But we hope to peace route to continue commitment from the Iraqi government and the all countries in the Arab region and the Gulf region and the MENA region.
But in order for Iraq to get the support of the United States, and the United States has very clear ideas about what it wants Iraq to be like, who it wants to be prime minister, who it doesn't want to be prime minister. Is Iraq giving the United States the priority when it comes to choosing which relationship to take? Is it the US or Iran, or can it have both?
I think the relationship with the United States, it is very very good, and the strategic dialogue between Iraqi government and the United States, it is good. In addition, the relationship between the Iraq and the United States, no influence in Iran, but Iran, it is a friend, it is the state in neighborhood, and to continue the relationship with it. But the Iraqi government, to put it the priority, the national interest, it is an indicator to measurement communication with all countries. In addition, we are continue the relationship with the United States, with the Iran, no balancer, but to focus in the national interest for the Iraqi state, because it is very important, because it is pushed from the Iraqi people to support it, the Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani and all parties in the last meeting with the Prime Minister to support it and to lead the foreign policy, because the foreign policy, it is no harm, but it is very benefit and interesting for the Iraqi state to continue the stability, which is matter. It is continue the attitude about this matter.
And Dr. Allawi, do you think that Kurdish fighters are likely to join the war in Iran in some capacity? And if that happens, what would that mean for the Kurdish autonomous region?
This question, it is very important. Really, thank you about this question. The matter or the phenomena maybe to intervention from the Kurdish forces from Iraq and Iran, it is fake news, really. Now to hearing from the President Trump and the White House talking about this matter. But I think now the Iraqi government, it is continue to management the border between Iraq and Iran, and prevent to any fighter to entrance the Iran, because it is sign MOU between Iraq and Iran, and this matter obligate from the Iraqi government. It is very safe because the Iraqi constitution don't prevent for the Iraqi government to interference in any conflict in the area. For also the prime minister to talking with the KRG authorities about this matter. In addition, the KRG authorities issue the statement about to refuse to interference in any conflict in Iran or any area, and to obligate the Iraqi state and to support it, the one vision for the Iraqi state about no interference, the war between Iran and United States and Israel. But we are stay to play the diplomatic. It is very interesting for the Iraq, in addition to work together with the region, with the globally about this matter. But now it is the fake news issue anytime about to interference the group from the Kurdish fighter go to the Iraq.
Okay, well, we really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. I'm being told we're out of time. Dr. Hussein Allawi, the advisor of the Prime Minister of Iraq, thank you for joining us today.
You are welcome. You are welcome, sir.